What's up? We got the homie Midwest Millie with us today here at 401 Uncut. What's going on?
What's going down, man? Always a pleasure to be here, man.
For sure, man. We done did this This ain't your first time being on 401
Nah,
Uncut.
for sure. This the first time I think I sat down though and did it. The last time we did it, it was pandemic.
Yeah.
So we did the live joint.
Yeah.
So.
Now we here with it in person.
For sure. For sure.
So tell me, Midwest Millie, you from Cincinnati, Ohio, but what part are you from?
East Side, Bond Hill, Rand Road.
Wow. Okay. So what was it like growing up in Bond Hill for you?
Shit, I mean, it's the same shit everywhere in the city, man. Especially the inner city, Like, I lived in Evanston till I was like 10. Then I moved to Bond Hill, so shit, that's when you jump off the porch and shit around 10, 11, 12. Like, you outside all day and shit, seeing shit you ain't supposed to see. Walking to the store, ride your bike to the store and shit, just doing shit you really ain't got no business doing, exploring the neighborhood, seeing what's going on, man,
Yeah.
For sure.
But I know, even with you growing up in the inner city, like, you was a smart kid, though. You wasn't a kid that was just like, oh, I'm in the inner city, I'm a dodo head.
Man, I just look like this, man. For real. I went to Warner Hills. I went to Withrow my freshman year. Then I went to Warner Hills for the rest of high school. So, like, shit, I did good on all the testing and all that shit, Like, I'm very intelligent, So,
yeah.
So.
What was that like being in a school that's predominantly like for like the smart kids of the Cincinnati public?
I mean, really, that shit is janky too there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just you got to take a test to get in there. You know what I'm saying? But just because you passed the test don't mean you like so different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all walks of life at that school. Like, which is, I'm glad I went there. You know what I'm saying? Because it broadened my horizon. Like, I know more people. There's a lot of people that I know now that I wouldn't have known them people if I didn't go to that type of school.
Yeah.
It just introduced you to a lot of different people. Like, I know people that's living all over the United States that I graduated with and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Mm-hmm. So, while you was in school, did you pick up rapping then? Like, when did you pick up rapping, per se?
I mean, we used to be playing around, listen, man. If you young, African-American from the hood, you done tried to make a song or fucked around. But one of your boys had a studio in their closet or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where that shit started. Like, so we don't really know what we doing. We just recording shit. It was bullshit, but... All right, so I've been playing around with music since probably high school, at least. Yeah, for sure.
And what else was you into in high school? Because I know you did things with parties.
Yeah, for sure. We was throwing parties and shit like that. Shit, just normal high school shit. Shit, I had jobs, all that shit. I was trying to get some money.
Man.
I was trying to get to it. I like flash shit and all that, My mama wasn't buying that shit. She like, nigga, you gotta go figure something out, She got me shit I needed, but them extra want shit that you just want and shit, you gotta go get that shit.
Man.
For sure.
And like you said, knowing like, man, I gotta get some money. Like, fresh out of high school, didn't you go to barber school?
Yeah. I went to barber school straight out of high school just because it was like, shit, I ain't really want to go to college because I just feel like it wasn't a place for me. Like, I felt like it was going to be a waste of time or something, or I was gonna end up with like student loan debt and stupid ass shit like that. Like, so I just went to barber school. We paid for that shit out of pocket. Me and my family. Shit, I did that shit. I probably worked in a barbershop like a year after that or something, and then shit.
So they don't know you really nice with the clippers.
I mean, for sure. That shit, my big brother and my daddy, cause like that shit was just kind of some shit that like I just picked. I started doing that young in the hood too, like cutting my niggas hair, like just fucking around for real, fucking niggas shit up for a minute until I figured it out, But yeah, it's definitely something I know how to do. So if all else just fell down and I ain't got nowhere to turn, For sure.
So you'll pick them clippers up.
For sure. I got a barbershop right now. Like, I don't work in that motherfucker, but I got one. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So it's just something that I keep going, like, just, you know, just to have it, like, you know.
That makes sense, though. Keep the investment there just in case you got to go back to it.
You never know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So I just be trying to be prepared for anything. Like, it ain't necessarily my plan B. It's just like, shit, I'm prepared for if something do happen. Like,
yeah. So tell me, how did you end up linking up with Insomniac Lounge? Because when I first really got hip to you, you were always with Lounge. Like, y'all was like two peas in a pod, I guess you could say. So how did y'all end up linking up?
That's my brother, man. Like, that's really, like, I've been around that nigga since we was kids. Like, we went driving. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting dropped off in Madisonville out there at bruh house and shit. Like I said, he had a studio in his closet, like big one of them big fat back computers with the tower. You know what I'm saying? And he was already recording shit in the closet, like recording itself. You know, we 16. We fit. Well, not even 16, because I was driving as soon as I was 16. So this had to be like we was like 13, 14 years old.
Wow.
I'm trying to actually remember how I met them niggas, bro. My nigga who passed away, my nigga Dave, R.I.P. Damn, how the fuck did I meet? I can't even remember. Honestly, it was so long ago, man. But it was, you know, shit, I've been around him for a long time, man. Yeah. A long time, man.
Man, and Lambs was making a lot of moves out of state, for sure. And I don't know if you knew it or not, but you really had a big Columbus following outside Cincinnati. Kind of, at first, it seemed like more than here in the hometown. Did you ever feel like that?
Nah, for sure. When we was first rotating and moving and shit, our following was more or less like, it was a lot of different places, because that's when the internet really started popping for real. Like, probably when I was coming out of high school, like, the internet was like it was growing into what it is now. You know what I'm saying? So that shit was kind of new, but we was on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was on it already. So we was like, we was going like viral on platforms and shit back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro got songs with all type of people, bro. Like, a lot of the a couple big artists that's big right now, we was around them years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I've been rotating within the music and shit, so it's just, you know, it's normal, it's natural to me.
Yeah, for sure. Put them on silent so they don't keep.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Put them on silent so they don't gotta keep interrupting. All right. So, too, with that, I lost my train of thought with we was talking about
the following.
Oh yeah, Columbus. Okay, so and back then when you were with Lambs all the time per se, you was going by Midwest Meals. Yeah. And you took the Z out and put
I dropped the Z, man. I dropped the Z when I woke them up, man. They wouldn't sleep no more.
Man, so it was that like a rebranding thing for you?
To where it was bullshit,
like, yeah. So talk to me about it.
See, like, niggas be afraid to recreate themselves and shit. You know what I'm saying? And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, any of the big artists, like a lot of niggas, they go through like phases and transitions and shit. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta grow in and be able to evolve at any time. Like, you know. So, at that point, I wasn't even really Midwest Meals or nothing. It was Insomniac. You know, everything we was doing was Insomniac. Like, that was the whole shit we was pushing. It's, you know, and that still is a part of who I am. Like, but I just, you know, I revamped myself. You know, I just rebranded, recreated. You know, and I say I did that at the beginning of 2020 for real. That's when I kind of like, I was like, you know, fuck it, I'm about to really step on, you know, I'm about to put my foot on the gas and don't stop. Like, this time, it's like I ain't taking no breaks or none of that shit, you know. Whatever get in the way, whatever hurdles get in my way or whatever I got to get past them, I just got to keep pressing, you know.
No, that makes sense, because I definitely feel like you are very more aggressive right now with the music and push it through than you were back in when we first met in 2016.
Yeah, for sure.
And, you know, 2017. You were the artist that was popping, but you was the artist that was really laid back. You wasn't like, hey, you know, any opportunities, or you just wasn't one of the artists that was just like, yeah, I'm on it, and I'm on it. Like, you was just having fun. But now it seems like you've gotten to the point to where it's like, you know what, no, I'm really gonna take this serious, and you can see that what you putting into it, you getting back.
For sure. And it's like around that time, like the focal point wasn't really on me, like, and shit, like, I know how to, like, I'm a team player, you know, I know, like, shit, I always see the big picture in anything, like, so at the time, it just, shit, it wasn't my time to do that right then, you know what I'm saying? And in reality, I wasn't really focused on honing into no sound or feel, like, I wasn't focused on that shit, you know, I was trying to get my shit together, like, that, I wasn't waking up every day like, oh yeah, let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might be months I don't think about no music or do nothing, you know what I'm saying? So, it was no way for me to stay consistent or progress because it wasn't something I was doing every day, like.
No, I get it. And now that you are at this point to where every day is about music, you know, you consistently pushing your brand, how is it putting out content without So Visuals? You know, So Visuals was the cameraman for the Insomniac mob. He released a lot of your visuals for you.
For sure.
How is that now, creating this content, having to do it and do it so consistently but without So? I'm pretty sure you never thought it would be without him.
That shit, like, it hindered a lot of things in the beginning, for real. Cause it was like, you know, it's abrupt. You know what I'm saying? That shit is not planned or none. That ain't some shit that you could plan for, that you know gonna happen or none of that. So it's like, it stopped a lot of things that we had in motion. But at the same time, like, I'm resilient. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what happens or what get put in front of me. I'ma figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Can't nothing stop me from getting to where I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shit, that shit happened. Like, we can't change it, you know? Like, motherfucker can't rewind the clock and undo it or nothing. So, I had to adjust, you know? I had to adjust and figure it out. That go from just trying to work with people. You know what I'm saying? I didn't work with people that I didn't like it. Like, you know, like, I might have shot a video with somebody, got it back. I ain't like it. Y'all never seen it. It didn't come out. You know what I'm saying? I paid for this shit. You know, I took the time out to do it, you know, all of that. And shit, if it came back and I didn't like it, nobody ever seen it. You know what I'm saying? So it go like that sometimes. It's trial and error. Like, you can't let it stop you, though. You know, you gotta shit. I was gonna keep trying until I got it right.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah, and having to step out your comfort zone, though, like you said, it make it to where you got to network. And,
for sure.
And not feel like, oh, I can
and that's something I always knew that was important. I been knew that was important. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is why we had the kind of following we had earlier, because we wasn't afraid to do that. We was traveling and shit back then. Like, I was going to A3C and South by Southwest and, you know, Rolling Loud. Like, we performed at the first Rolling Loud ever in front of like 50,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that shit, we've been doing it. Like, that ain't really new to me. Like, networking is that shit is normal, man. You got to know how to network, man.
For sure.
With anything you trying to do, you know, if you trying to be on top of anything, you got to know how to move around them rooms, man.
No, I agree.